I am Savita Valsang and welcome to my channel Statistics Made Simple. In this video, we'll find solutions to problems based on a normal distribution, part 2. Problem 2. The marks in a certain statistics exam are assumed to have a normal distribution with mean 80 and variance 25. What is the probability that a student scores between 70 and 85 in that exam? So now normal distribution words are already used in the question. So write given, you have to write the parameters of the normal distribution. So mu is equal to 80. So mu means it is the mean. Variance is sigma square, that is equal to 25, which implies sigma is equal to 5. Next define capital X, that is the normal variate as marks obtained in the statistics exam. Then you can write it in terms of notation as, that is, X follows normal. Within brackets you can write the parameters, that is mu and sigma square, which is nothing but 80, 5 square. Now write the formula for Z. What is Z? It is called as the standard normal variate or SNV, that is Z equal to X minus mu by sigma follows normal 0, 1. We need to find the probability that a student scores between 70 and 85 marks. So how do we write this step? First write consider, then write capital P, that is probability. Between 70 and 85 marks means within square brackets write 70 less than X less than 85, which means that the marks scored by the student lies only between 70 and 85. Now the next important step is the tables is given in terms of Z and not in terms of X. So we have to standardize. And what do you mean by standardizing? You have to subtract mu and divide by sigma throughout, like how I have indicated in pink color. So from the expression subtract mu and divide by sigma. So you'll get probability of 70 minus mu by sigma is less than X minus mu by sigma is less than 85 minus mu divided by sigma. Now in the next step, substitute the values for mu and sigma as 80 and 5. So what do we get? We'll get equal to probability of 70 minus 80 divided by 5 less than X minus mu by sigma is Z. So Z less than 85 minus 80 divided by 5. So on simplification, you'll get probability of minus 2 less than Z less than 1. Now we have converted the problem into terms of Z. Now how do we find out the area between minus 2 and 1? For that, first draw the standard normal curve. And always remember that there should be a gap between the curve and the x-axis because the normal curve is asymptotic to the x-axis. Now the center line you mark it as z equal to 0, the extremities as minus infinity and infinity. Now because z lies between minus 2 and 1, first take the value minus 2 and because it is negative, mark it on the left tail of the curve. Similarly, 1 is a positive value, so mark it on the right tail of the curve. Now, Z is lying only between minus 2 and 1. So, you have to shade only between minus 2 and 1 like I have done in blue color. So, whatever area you have shaded, that you write in words as equal to area from minus 2 to 1. Next, what you should do, you should draw a big flower bracket from minus 2 to infinity and another smaller flower bracket from 1 to infinity. And keep in mind that you can find out the area from the tables only from z or minus z to infinity. Okay, so it will be equal to the larger flower bracket area minus the smaller flower bracket area. That means area from -2 to infinity minus area from 1 to infinity, which is equal to 0.9772 minus 0.1587. You can get these from the statistical tables. Therefore, probability of 70 less than x less than 85 is equal to 0.8185. Problem 3. The mean life of electric bulbs manufactured by a firm is 1200 hours and standard deviation is 200 hours. First subdivision. In a lot of 10,000 bulbs, how many bulbs are expected to have life 1050 hours or more? Second subdivision. What is the percentage of bulbs which are expected to fuse before 1500 hours of service? So write given the parameters mu and sigma. So mu is the mean, that is 1200. Sigma is a standard deviation which is equal to 200. And they have said in a lot of 10,000 bulbs. That means capital N is a lot size which is 10,000. Next, define the normal variate capital X as life of electric bulbs in hours. In terms of notations, you can write it as, that is, x follows normal. Within brackets, write the parameters 1200, 200 square. That is nothing but mu and sigma square. Then write the formula for the standard normal variate, that is z equal to x minus mu by sigma, which follows normal 0, 1. Starting with the first subdivision, they have asked us that in a lot of 10,000 bulbs, how many bulbs are expected to have life 1050 hours or more. So before we find out the expected number of bulbs, we need to find out the probability of bulbs having life 1050 hours or more. So start the first subdivision by consider probability of capital X greater than or equal to 1050. That means 1050 or more, which is equal to, now because this expression is in terms of X, we need to convert it into Z and we have to standardize. That means subtract mu and divide by sigma throughout. So you'll get probability of x minus mu by sigma is greater than or equal to 1050 minus mu by sigma. You know that x minus mu by sigma is z and mu in the problem is 1200 and sigma is 200. So the second step, you'll get the expression as equal to probability of z greater than or equal to 1050 minus 1200 divided by 200, which simplifies to probability of z greater than or equal to minus 0.75. Now let's draw the standard normal curve. The center line is z equal to 0. The extremities are minus infinity and infinity. Now minus 0.75 is a negative value. So mark it on the left tail of the curve. And you know that greater than or equal to minus 0.75 means what? You have to shade to the right of the value minus 0.75. So in other words, I have shaded in yellow color from minus 0.75 to infinity. And whatever you have shaded, that you have to write it in words. So it will be equal to area from minus 0.75 to infinity. Now if you look at the statistical tables, you will get this step as probability of x greater than or equal to 1050 is equal to 0.7734. Now the question asked is you should find the expected number of bulbs having life 1050 hours or more. So you should find out capital N into P of x, which is 10,000 into 0.7734, which is 7734. In the second subdivision, we need to find out the percentage of bulbs which are expected to fuse before 1500 hours of service. Before 1500 means it is less than 1500. So start with consider probability of capital X less than 1500, and because now it is in terms of X, you have to standardize. In other words, subtract mu and divide by sigma throughout the expression. So you'll get probability of x minus mu by sigma is less than 1500 minus mu by sigma. X minus mu by sigma is z. Substitute for mu as 1200 and sigma as 200. So you'll get probability of z is less than 1500 minus 1200 divided by 200, which simplifies to probability of z less than 1.5. Now draw the standard normal curve. The center line is z equal to 0. The extremities are minus infinity and infinity. Then 1.5 is a positive value, so mark it on the right tail of the curve. Now what do you understand by less than 1.5? You have to shade towards the left side of 1.5. In other words, you have to shade from 1.5 to minus infinity. So I've shaded in pink color from 1.5 to minus infinity, and whatever area you have shaded, that you write in the form of a sentence, which is equal to area from 1.5 to minus infinity. But can we find out the area from 1.5 to minus infinity? We cannot, because the table is only in terms of z or minus z to infinity. So write the sentence that since the normal distribution is symmetric, it will be equal to area from minus 1.5 to infinity. Therefore, probability of x less than or equal to 1500 is 0.9332. And then write the sentence, therefore, the percentage of bulbs that are expected to fuse before 1500 hours is 0.9332 into 100. Here the percentage is ours, that's why we multiply by 100, which is equal to 93.32. Problem 4. The weights of 1000 students are normally distributed with mean 40 kgs and standard deviation 4 kgs. Find the number of students with weight, first subdivision, less than 50 kgs, second subdivision between 40 and 45 kgs. So a problem of this kind usually is asked as a 5 marker in the exam. Now let's write down the parameters which are given. So write given, the mean is 40, that means mu is equal to 40. Standard deviation is 4, that is sigma is equal to 4. And the total number of students which are there are 1000, that is capital N is equal to 1000. Next, define capital X as weight of students in terms of expression, that is x follows normal with the parameters mu and sigma square, that will be 40 comma 4 square. Then the standard normal variate is z equal to x minus mu by sigma, which follows normal 0, 1. In the first subdivision, we need to find out the number of students whose weight is less than 50 kgs. So first we need to find out the probability of x less than 50, and whatever answer we get, that we have to multiply with the total number of students. So start the first subdivision with consider probability of capital X less than 50. Now you standardize, that means subtract mu and divide by sigma, which results in probability of x minus mu by sigma is less than 50 minus mu divided by sigma. You know that x minus mu by sigma is z, mu is 40 in the problem and sigma is 4. So the second step is probability of z is less than 50 minus 40 divided by 4, which simplifies to probability of z less than 2.5. Then draw the standard normal curve. The center line is z equal to 0. The extremities are minus infinity and infinity. 2.5 is a positive value, so mark it on the right tail of the curve. Less than 2.5 means you have to shade towards the left side of 2.5. So shade from 2.5 to minus infinity like I have done in brown color, and this shaded area you write it in words as area from 2.5 to minus infinity. Now again from 2.5 to minus infinity we cannot obtain a value from the table. So write the sentence that since the normal distribution is symmetric, it will be equal to area from minus 2.5 to infinity. So you'll get probability of x less than 50 is 0.9938. Therefore, the expected number of students with weight less than 50 kgs is capital N into P of x, which is equal to 1000 into 0.9938, which is equal to 993.8. Now approximate it to a whole number, which is 994. Second subdivision, we need to find out the expected number of students whose weight lies between 40 and 45 kgs. For that, first we need to find out the probability of x lying between 40 and 45 kgs. So write consider probability of 40 less than x less than 45. Standardizing, you will get probability of 40 minus mu by sigma is less than x minus mu by sigma is less than 45 minus mu divided by sigma. You know that in the problem mu is 40 and sigma is 4 and x minus mu divided by sigma is z. So the second step is probability of 40 minus 40 by 4 is less than z is less than 45 minus 40 divided by 4, which is equal to probability of 0 less than z less than 1.25. So we need to find out the probability of z lying between 0 and 1.25. Draw the standard normal curve. The center line is z equal to 0. The extremities are minus infinity and infinity. 1.25 is a positive value, so mark it on the right tail of the curve. And because z is lying between 0 and 1.25, shade only between these two values in green color. And whatever area you have shaded, write it in words, which is equal to area from 0 to 1.25. Now from 0 to infinity, draw a big flower bracket, and from 1.25 to infinity, draw another smaller flower bracket. Now the shaded area is nothing but the larger flower bracket area minus the smaller flower bracket area, which is equal to area from 0 to infinity minus area from 1.25 to infinity. You know that the area from 0 to infinity is 0.5 minus 0.1056. So you will get probability of 40 less than x less than 45 is 0.3944. Therefore, the expected number of students with weight between 40 and 45 kgs is capital N into P of x, which is 1000 into 0.3944, which is 394.4, which is approximately 394. Keep practicing the problems in my videos. It's not about the number of hours you practice. It's about the number of hours your mind is present during the practice. Thank you for watching, and in my next video, we'll work out some more problems based on the normal distribution.